feel like we're sitting on the edge of a knife.
It happened in Whistler, it happened in Banff.
It's the process called gentrification.
David and Goliath story. It's kind of a miracle that an island that is as close to Vancouver as it is has managed to maintain the pristineness in terms of its wilderness. Ironically, that's part of what makes people want to buy here.
There used to be room for all kinds of people to live here.
The price of living is becoming extreme.
What's happening to, say, Salt Spring, where they've just introduced the development of a new village with single-family dwelling homes starting at the price of $400,000. This is a whole pre-planned trip with cobblestone streets and the spa and the whole high-speed internet access kind of thing. And it causes me to really freak out because it's like the Whistlerification of the islands.
It's 2004. The peak of the baby boomers are 54 years old. A percentage of them is getting ready to retire. So we've got this artificial bubble of people that all want to come to the West Coast, that all want to live in southwestern British Columbia. And should we let them?
Any place that gets deemed a tourist destination becomes a problem for the locals because it does turn the locals into servants. In a community that's as small as this, you know, you've got the healthcare center, which is run a lot on the volunteer labor. You've got a volunteer firefighters department. A lot of the things that make this community such a great place to be is run on volunteer labor. And yet, you know, again, as I said, a lot of the people who live here, young families that live here, can't buy here.
I mean, it's almost impossible to think about, you know, buying your own piece of land as a young family with the cost of land prices right now. It's crazy.
I mean, it's a free world, and if they want to live here, why do I have the right to say, no, we've got enough people here now, put up the bridge. But on the other hand, if you let them all come here, we won't have the communities that we want.
It shouldn't be the exclusive rights of the rich to be able to live in a place where you can be close to nature.
You basically need to be getting some dough from back east or from selling a big home somewhere to buy into this dream. You know, the people that actually work the hardest in this community are the ones that probably have the least secure housing.
I've probably got about like maximum 50 square feet to live in. The roof leaks, there's mice there, I have to deal with an outhouse, I don't have any appropriate bathing facilities. Yeah, it's just very difficult. It kind of really takes away from your ability to, I don't know, enjoy life or just get through life.
Like all along the road on the waterfront of where I am, it's just, all the houses must be worth like 400,000 and up. And here I am in my little shack, especially in the winter, just like, it's survival mode. Everyone just turns their heat way down because they can't afford the hydro bills.
Usually you can only get rentals for 10 months of the year, and then you have to move out in the summer.
I have one child. Anxiety about moving all the time totally brushed off on him. And my like, okay, Walker, you know, get moving, no crying, no whining, let's go, we gotta move, get your, you know, like, it's like no time for nothing, right? No time for sadness, no time for, you know, no time to deal with what's already happened. No time to even sit and like deal with what just happened. It's like, keep moving, just keep running, keep running, keep running. That's what it's like.
I have seen many, I would call them my friends, you know, in their 70s having to kind of pick up and try to move and find a place to rent with their limited income. Pretty rough, pretty tough.
We need to figure out how to embrace these people, or we're going to be stuck with an elite, fake, expensive, pathetic community.
When I finally moved into a place, moved into Angela Moen's, she's taking care of a lot of people there.
I have 4 in the house on the main floor and 1 in the cabin. It was hard for me as a single parent to maintain a huge mortgage. And of course, the costs of raising a child. I decided to do monthly rentals, and I've had tenants for years. And it works out good. If you get the right people in, it's excellent. Because you all benefit. You have a nice, beautiful home, big yard. You share it, and you're sharing the cost.
To define affordable housing, it's to be no more than 30% of your gross income. On average, Gulf Islanders pay 42%.
The only real affordable housing on the island, I believe, is the senior citizens' home, Page Drive. And that's wonderful, and it's perfect for those people, but it's very limited. The spaces are spoken for years in advance, and that's only taking care of a small group of people on the island.
The Islands Trust Act was established 30 years ago to preserve and protect the islands, and that was in response to rampant speculative real estate activity, which was seeing these islands just being chopped up into tiny little parcels along the waterfront, etc., and communities responding in kind, going, oh my God, what's happening?
The Community Housing Trust is very interested in trying to establish a land trust which would provide a base of land upon which affordable homes could be constructed and owned.
The whole notion of a community land trust was to have the cost of the land taken out of the equation, and for people to be able to live on the land that was deemed a heritage forest.
So if you want to build your own house, you own the equity in that. And I hope that we could also provide secure rental tenancy as well. So the aim is, it's not profit driven.
The theory is beautiful. The reality is much more difficult.
There's been so much fighting to keep density down in a place like Galiano that they don't want to see density increases for affordable housing for fear that it'll set a precedent. You've got financial barriers, big financial barriers.
There is nothing available from the government. You know, to go to a funding agency and say, well, you know, this is what we're trying to do. And it's like, oh, you're from Galiano. Well, you know, what do you got? You guys don't need that. What do you mean? So I think we have to kind of get over that kind of barrier, that we're more than just a playground.
I guess if any community can pull it off, Galiano Island would be right up at the top of the heap of, you know, a community full of crazy visionaries, plus people that are no nonsense, straight shooting, intelligent, because it takes all kinds to pull something off like that. And you know, we might be able to do it.
I have great faith in this community. I do. I've lived here for a long time, and we're good at looking after each other. We really are. And I think housing is a conversation, affordable housing is a conversation that we're really ready to have. And I look forward to it.